Hello everyone. So today I'm going to share my opinions on and views on what is real wealth. So real wealth, with respect to me, is actually directly related to the amount of free time that you have with yourself. So what is that free time? Free time means free from the clutter in the market, free from the so many decisions that we need to take. There are so many plenty of decisions that we need to take. There is nothing repetitive in our lives. Like repetitive means one day you have to wear blue shirt, one day you have to wear pink or black shirt, things like that. There are so many things that you need to take decisions upon, and that is taking away the brain juice. So what I feel is the real freedom is the more and more new things that you can learn without being independent, without being committed permanently to something. So two things that are in my mind with which you will never actually gain freedom, and is buying your own home. Now people will argue about it, but it is a deep psychological thing, why you should not buy your own home. And the second one is not sticking to one career or job. So it is a very controversial statement, and 99% of our society doesn't actually teach you this way, and they want the people who run the society, they want you to believe in this, that you have to have any sort of security, you need to have the security, you need to have the insurance, you need to have the sense of belongingness. Everybody is scared about what will life be like when nobody will be around, or there is fear of missing out. Prices of all the houses, as if all the houses will shoot up, or why I'm talking about house prices, it's not related to house, but house prices, but it's related to house, because what happens is, when you buy a house, you are not just investing money, you are giving away. If you are buying it on EMI, let's say, and even if you are not buying it on EMI, if you're, let's say, you are buying it for 10 years, then you are giving away the 10 years of freedom. Having a loan, people talk about so much, get a loan, get an EMI. I recently, somebody was forcing me to buy a house which I would never have bought, because by giving 95% as loan and 5% just as a down payment. So this is total crap, and this is not crap because of the real estate, it is crap for yourself. You are, it's that 95% of that amount you'll be working for somebody else, and actually you don't need to work so much to live happy. You know what do you need to be happy? What is real wealth? Real wealth is being happy and being free to do whatever you like. What do you want? You want good food, you want healthy food, health as well. So good food, good diet, and decent amount of money, that's it. And whom are you buying that home for? You must be thinking that if I'll buy this home, I'll accumulate this asset. If I'll buy that car, I'll accumulate this asset. To impress whom? Who will people who are looking up to you today can look up to somebody else tomorrow? So life should not be about comparing yourself with your neighbors or people you are close with. So to make life easy is, the two more important thing is, you don't need to just stick to you know one profession. Yeah, you can try out multiple professions. The thing about these degrees and things, that you have to stick to them. If you have become a doctor, you have invested 12 years of your life, then you have to be a doctor. But all of a sudden you can't go for a swim. You can go for one, but that is not swim. You can't do it regularly. If some new thoughts came to your brain, you won't be able to process that. And let's stick to the first topic, that was home. Buying a home, you will pay some amount, you will pay half, majority of it as EMI, and then what you will happen, that will eventually go to somebody else, go to your son will live in it, or maybe your child will live in it. It will only happen if you want to have a child. And why can't you just adopt a child? Why are Indians so much into this that they want their own blood lineage child? I can't understand this many times. And apart from these things, loans, insurance, so many kinds of insurance, and this thing, that thing, health insurance. Why don't you keep yourself healthy? What will they will try to, if in some case of emergency, why will that emergency come? If you don't drink, if you don't smoke, if you don't drink and drive, if you don't have any loan, if you for 95% people out there, my thoughts will be useless. That is why I've written, this is for people who have rational thinking, who think beyond money. And I'm not saying don't earn money. I'm saying earn money, but don't be committed to something unless you are fully sure. You can buy a house if let's say you've traveled around the globe for many years, and it's like 50, you're 50s in your 50s, and then you want to you have a cash. What is important in today's time is having a liquid cash and learning how to manage that money. Learn ways to manage the money, keep the money safe, maybe in fixed deposits or stocks, mutual funds, whatever. Don't let anybody take that money in the form of schemes. Don't let your relatives come and tell you, I have this scheme, I have that scheme. No. Manage your money properly. Travel a lot. If you find a nice partner, then definitely get married. But think about it a lot. Just think, if you can afford to give a good and decent life, then only have a kid. Don't just have a kid for the sake of having kid. And for God's sake, never ever get married, because this society, once you get 28, 30, everybody in Indian parents, or mostly Asian as well, try to pressurize you. Never ever get married under pressure. And apart from that, never ever even have kid. If if you're not able to, there are some people in the society, if you're not able to give a good schooling to your kid, apart from having a good life as a couple, don't have a kid. That is not mandatory. You can love. Why is love for only your kid yours? Why can't we love for other kids be yours as well? uh, this is the thought that questions me. And the similar thing is with career. Once you stick to a career, you can't change it. And this is only restricted to Asian people, I believe. Europeans don't work that way. They learn multiple skills throughout the time, and they enjoy a lot. If they are into one profession, then they don't go on leaves like 3 days in a year or 5 days in a year or a week. They go on leaves like 2 months in a year. So that is the quality of life that human beings should live. And what are we working for? If you can't live happily. So the only last suggestion that I'll give is, don't commit yourself to something permanent at a very early age of your life. Want to buy a home? That home will eventually, you will never be able to liquidate it after you buy a home. It is very difficult to even sell a flat nowadays. So have cash ready in your hand. Allow nobody, to fool you or fall into any kind of trap. Have that money. Money is very important. And then travel a lot. Meet new people. If you find somebody of your ideology, I'm not against marriage, but I'm against the institution of marriage that is being sold out. Because just because you're getting out of age, that does not, age is just a number. Marriage is marriage should not be just about having your own biological kids. I don't believe that your own kids are very important. I believe that any kid is equally important. So why can't you love and enjoy life, try different professions, have the master in one, but yes, after like I take the doctor example, because doctors spend most of their lives sacrificing in their studies, and then after 12 years, 13 years, 14 years of study, they finally get into that profession. But that is a really tough task, and I really appreciate you. But then what happens is, let's say 15 years you studied, and then 10 years you worked upon that, and then you can try something new. Why not? Why not? Why do you have to be restricted? Why do you have to take responsibility? This whole society is designed to never make you free. Yes, this marriage, nobody in India especially likes unmarried men. Nobody in they treat them like shit. But once you get married, they immediately start respecting you. This kind of mentality is there in the society, even though you're not. Yeah, you can be an unmarried man, and you can easily have no habits like drinking alcohol. Or I'm not saying drinking alcohol is bad, but I'm saying you might not be having those habits: alcohol, smoking, cigarettes, anything. You are just a rational human being with your brain more logical than majority of the people you are surrounded with. So it's not easy to change somebody. Change is not possible with anybody, because the IQ level of many people, most of the people are, what to say, they are dumps. So people will dump their ideas upon you, and don't take any permanent decisions, I would say. And buying a house is a very big decision. Once you have bought, be ready that it will be taken away. With some you have to give it away, and giving away is not bad. Somebody else will take it. Or people say, and don't get afraid that if you don't get married, who will take care of you? When you don't have life in this body, what is the use of this body? And if somebody says that who will take care of you in old age, be capable, take good care of your health, eat good and healthy food, and unless and until you were very unlucky and you met in an accident, and you have lost your limbs. If you have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and a decent brain that works, you should be able to cook your own meal by the age of 80, or the last day you die. You should be able to earn money in some manner. You should be able to, or if you're not earning, and you should be earning, you should be working. There is no age of retirement. There is no age of retirement. Any day anything can happen, so every single day you need to enjoy the life, and don't bound yourselves to boundaries. It's not mandatory to have a kid, it's not mandatory to have a marriage, but it's good to marry a person whom you love. If you genuinely fall in love, definitely get married. And if you think that your financials, both of financials do allow, or even if, yes, finances are very important, because if you can't afford a good schooling, if you can't afford good food, if you can't afford good environment to that kid, then already there are so many people on earth. Don't, if in India there are so many people blaming themselves that they couldn't crack UPSC, they couldn't crack this exam. It is not your problem, it is the failure of the whole system. You're not getting your job, that does not mean it is your problem. That kid should not have been there already. There are already so many competition for one single post vacancies. So how come anybody can understand? How can anybody plan a baby in such an environment if he or she does not have money? In India, the nursery in fourth or fifth standard annual fees is almost touching a lakh rupees annually. It might be more. I'm talking about private schools, not public. So this is the thing that I'm trying to focus upon. And real wealth is real freedom, freedom to work from anywhere, and freedom to work whatever you like, freedom to change. That if you study this you don't like, then you can switch to something else. Society doesn't like this. Society and the people running the society wants you to be fixed to a routine, wants you to be a good boy, be a good gentleman, but that's not how you should work. Freedom is something you should be able to decide when to switch careers. And why I'm talking about home is because home is something you will not be able to change. You will never be able to change your neighbors. You never know. You can even live on rent, and if you have bad neighbors, or if you have bad neighbors, then definitely you can change the society. And if you have a family, and if something uncertain happens and you die, focus on having cash wealth more, and educating your family how to manage wealth. That is very important, because if you die suddenly, and if you have cash, if you have segregated some amount of cash, and your family knows, at least for that time, they will not face that much problem. Or if they buy a home for the security, you should have that money. I'm not saying do not buy a home, I'm saying buy a home at a later stage, when you are, yes, I have to get settled, I have to get, these are last days, and I want some more, I don't want to travel that much, maybe that kind of life. So these are my thoughts. Please mention what do you feel, how do you feel. I know majority of the people are not that kind, and they won't agree with whatever I say. And that's all. Thank you. Bye.